working. Had encountered some technical issues, but the show goes on. So here we are. It's either round 16 or 17. I don't know which round it is, so bear with me. So hopefully we've got the issue fixed now. It's been playing up since Friday. Right, thanks for the update, Michael.
It's right. It's round 15, by the way. Because it says on the X3 stream it's round 15.
Yes, because we didn't get to do Vietnam. Yeah, right. So yeah, thanks for the update on that one, Harry. You've got your audio included?
Yeah, I've got it.
That's good to know. So, it's round 15, folks. So, my mistake, because we didn't get to do Vietnam because of technical issues earlier in the season. This, like I said, this is the last race before our Christmas break, which means we won't be back until, I believe, January the 10th. Well, technically January 9th for the Development League, and then January 10th for XRL proper. I might be wrong on that one. I don't know, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So anyway, let's have a look at the lineup for this evening. We're about 6 minutes into Q1. Anderson has already retired. I assume
he's crashed.
He is serving. Oh, he had a crash. Oh,
he had a crash as soon as you were the intro.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
And he's replacing Nilsson.
That's not going to help McLaren in the hunt for the Constructors' Championship.
And there's a bit of movement today for this Grand Prix.
Yeah, so let's quickly go through the lineup as we're going through Q2, and Zola has just confirmed it, and also all dry for this weekend, dry for the qualifying and dry for the race. And he has confirmed 9th of January for the Development League and the 10th for X1, X2 and X3. So the lineup for this evening, we have got Path, Ultimate, Hazel, Sack, Sasha, Ollie, JBL, Tamer, Wise, Hurricane, Erdika, Zola, Santa, Danny, Anderson, Mon, Waddington, Minea, Penku and Rahul. Sack has retired from the session. He's happy with his time. Path currently fastest.
Ultimate never retires as well.
They're both happy with their times. Path currently fastest with a 1:34.889.
And to clarify, Santa is Ledger, by the way. So, and
changing his gamer tag just for this festive period. Good to know.
And yeah, the big shocker is though that Nilsson is unable to race today, meaning Anderson's put into McLaren and Rahul is in the Alfa Romeo.
That does not bode well for Philip Nilsson in the hunt for the championship. Talking of which, we have the updated standings after last week's drama at Monza. In the X3, we had Ferrari winning, and of course the Tifosi going absolutely bananas at the sight of a Ferrari winning at Monza. When's the last time we could actually say that? I'm pretty sure that's the first time that's ever happened in XRL. I might be wrong, I don't know. But nevertheless, championship standings. We have got Sack at the top after his strong performance last week. 199 points. Philip Nilsson is on 186. Path is on 193. So there's 13 points between Sack and Nilsson. That's your top three for the championship. It's going to be between those three heading towards the climax of the season. Then you've got Waddington, 122, Penku with 93, Ledger with 78, Ultimate with 69, Ollie with 64, Hurricane 42, JBL with 40. That's your top 10 for the Drivers' Championship. Constructors' Championship, it's going to take something very special to keep McLaren at the top. They're going to stay top regardless of what happens tonight. But they've got 379 points, Haas with 329, and Haas could very well get a strong point hold this evening to close the gap in that hunt for the Constructors' Championship. Alfa Romeo 144, Ferrari 132, Racing Point 129, Williams 116, Mercedes 99, 57 for Red Bull, 48 for Renault, and 47 for Alfa Tauri. So that's how the championship stands. That's how the championship standings are at the moment. But of course, we've seen it happen on many an occasion. Anything can happen. And especially around this sort of street circuit. Not one of my favourites on the calendar, given the challenge it poses, because I've never had the best track record, no pun intended, as far as the street circuits are concerned. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. We've just got Mon, Warrington, Penku and Rahul still to set a lap time. And Zola has just informed me that he is in for Asmo this evening in the AlphaTauri.
Well, there goes. Well, Santa's retired. He's happy with his time. Wellington is on his lap at the moment. He's on the third DRS straight.
Penku coming around the last couple of corners now. Let's see what he can pull out of the bag. He managed to pull off a win over the last couple of weeks. 35.9 there, goes 7th. He's happy with that. And that was
Mon.
I believe that was Mon, a 35.9. That puts him 7th. Here's Waddington. See what he can pull out of the bag.
Interesting to see how powerful react to that miserable Italian Grand Prix he had last week.
Yeah, definitely one to forget for him. Hazel's retired from the session. Waddington with a 36.2. And I say, yeah, Parth, it was a race to forget for him. He retired early in the second stages of qualifying, and that resulted in putting him down in 12th, which was a massive shocker for the championship leader. And I say, overall, just like you said, it was a race to forget for him. 37.1 for Rahul. Meanwhile, Wise has got a 36.3, just on the cusp of the top 10.
So it looks like Manea, Ryan Hurricane, Wise has spun at turn 2, Tamer and Zola. Though, and Anderson is already out after his crash.
Yeah, not what Anderson would have wanted. But hopefully he can dust himself down for his X2 race later this evening, unless he got promoted to X1 at some point earlier in the season and I'm just not aware of it. So we've got Tamer on a hot lap. He's just coming down DRS straight now. Taking a pretty wide entry into a lot of these corners. Is that going to affect the lap time? Okay, let's ride on board with him, see what his lines are like. Waddington's retired. There it is, another wide entry. Doesn't a wider line than normal compared to the other drivers on the grid for going through that hairpin onto that third DRS straight. He manages to get some curb on that corner. Coming up to the small tunnel section, you can see the Singapore Ferris wheel in the background there. It's fantastic seeing it alight. And so since this is the last race before the Christmas break, Harry, what are your plans for Christmas this year?
Well, just spending time with my family. Like, obviously, Tier 4 restrictions are coming in for the UK.
Yeah, for Boxing Day. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for those living by themselves. But the main thing is for people like me, especially having that strong support network that I can that if I need somebody to talk to, I can just find someone and just message or call them at the drop of a hat.
And I could probably just start playing F1, which will get me going, really, because it's what I get enjoyment of.
Yeah. And On my personal YouTube channel, folks, on Boxing Day, while we're on the subject, that's when I'm gonna have my top 10 games of the year up on my channel, and controversial moments aside, and of course Zola saying that I've got the support of the whole XRL team in my corner as well. So really appreciate that, Zola. That's very reassuring to know. So like I said, controversial moments aside for things like Last of Us 2 and of course recently Cyberpunk. Controversial moments aside regarding those, as Hurricane we're right on board with him for his hot lap here. But see, there have been a lot of fantastic games that have come out this year, and it is somewhat of a tradition on my channel that have the Formula 1 games featured on the list in some capacity. I've always had them in the top 10. That's since 2015. But the big question is, where is this year's entry gonna line up compared to the other games that came out this year? But like I say, there's been a lot. Waddington in the stream chat saying, if you break any more controllers, you know I'm always here. Yeah, he did actually, Waddington did actually help me get a new controller. And, oh my. And,
rain in 10 minutes.
Rain in 10 minutes? Hello!
Let's go. This is going to be fun.
Well, that's just spiced things up a little bit.
And also, how will next year's F1 game go with EA being into it?
Yeah, I'm very sure. Oh, Hurricane's hit the wall. Oh, he's damaged his front wing. That has got to be some front wing damage. Yeah, that's an end plate gone. That's his lap done. That's him. He's out. He's gone. And then you've got Danny and Tamer. They're in the pits. They're not going to come back out. Let's see who else. We've got Zola on an out lap. Danny's retired. Looks like Waddington, you lucky boy, you're actually safe into Q2.
Ryan Hurricane's retired, he's out.
Yeah, he sustained that front wing damage going under that bridge section towards the end of the lap.
Zola's invalidated his lap as well, he went wide.
Oh, that's him, he's gone. So it's down to Rahul and Minaya, who's gonna knock Tamer out. Here comes Rahul. He's got a 36.9 to beat. Oh, this is gonna be close. Oh, he doesn't improve. And Minaya has backed out of his lap. So Tamer into Q2. Some of the games that came out over the course of this year. I mean, where do we even begin? We had some PlayStation exclusives like Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us 2, I mentioned earlier, and then Nintendo Switch, a game that just filled up a lot of hours for everyone. Animal Crossing: New Horizons. And then you've got, on the Xbox front, you had games like Ori and the Will of the Wisp, which I actually did a playthrough of on my channel as well.
And also you had like phone and PC users like Among Us as well. That came big.
Yeah, even though Among Us was released in 2018, it did explode onto the scene earlier. This year, and I've actually played it on both mobile and PC, and I'm actually better on PC, surprisingly, than I am on mobile. Oh, and another massive hit that fans were very happy about back on the PlayStation front: Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. Essentially, a hybrid of Takashi's Castle and Total Wipeout.
That was a game that burst it on. It was pretty much. I think it was pretty much the same time as Among Us as well, which was
round about the same sort of time frame. Yeah, because Fall Guys was actually a free game throughout August for PlayStation Plus subscribers, and I took full advantage. And one or two frustrating moments aside, I have been thoroughly enjoying it. I've managed to get to the final on a few occasions, but I still haven't got that elusive first crown yet for winning.
And confirmation on who is out: Rahul, Zola, Minea, Ryan Hurricane, and Anderson are out in Q1.
Yeah. And that leaves Tamer, Danny, Wise, Waddington, Erdika, Ollie, JBL, Sasha, Mon, Sak, Penku, Santa or Ledger, whichever one he wants to go by this evening, Hazel, Ultimate, and Path. Zola very happy in the chat that he managed to beat. I say, considering Zola was filling in tonight, he's managed to beat his full-time teammate. He is very happy about that. So now, I think this is going to be the point where everyone just comes out onto the track to get a lap in, and then the rain will be in, the rain will come into play, and then we'll see what happens. And normally, in dry conditions, it's we still have the slowest 5 get eliminated, but we also have the prospect that providing it's dry throughout this part of qualifying, and in dry conditions, the drivers that make it into the top 10, the tyres they set their fastest lap on will be the tyres they start the race on. And it looks like that is gonna be the case. But of course, we've got to bear in mind we've got the rain on the way as well. So for all we know, we could end up with drivers that invalidate their laps, come in, it starts raining, they end up going on to inters, still get into the top 10, which means they get free choice of tyre.
It's just a question now, how long till we see the rain? Could be any minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone's on mediums apart from Danny, who's on the softs. I think Danny's wanting to ensure that he gets into Q3.
So it'll be Sack that'll be the first one on a lap. There's a yellow flag showing it's sector 3. Just the drivers getting the heat into the tyres.
Yep. Now this could prove to be advantageous for people like Sack and Waddington, because assuming they fueled themselves up, they'll be able to give each other the tow for their respective laps, Sack helping Waddington and then Waddington returning the favour. So one other thing, I'm going to throw this out to the stream chat as well. Now that the Formula 1 season's over, we've got yellow flags in Sector 2. That's one of the racing points. It is Sasha. Sasha's had it off. Now the Formula 1 season's over. Oh, no, not what he needed. But, yeah. What was I going to say? I'm going to throw this out to the stream chat as well. What are some of your favourite moments from this season in Formula 1?
Probably the moment when Checo won his first race.
Ah, Sakia, yes, that was...
Because
It was a lot of mixed...
It'd been
It was a lot
so
of...
long for him.
Yeah.
And to finally get that win for him is brilliant. And it also
Yeah.
gave him that Red Bull seat as well.
Yeah. Which was one of the biggest... Which is one of the big news stories over the course of this week. It's, I say there was a lot of mixed emotions that day, because yes, fans were happy, especially the boss, Cesar Lopez. He was he must have had a big Cheshire Cat grin on his face when he saw Sergio Perez winning that race, because of course Cesar and Perez both from Mexico. Then I was happy that Perez won, but gutted at the same time for George Russell.
Yeah. It was just fair, like, for a team like Mercedes, like, failing on a simple double stacking pit stop is very weird.
What on earth was that all about? What on earth was that all about from the Mercedes team?
Oh, and Tamer's hit the wall.
Yeah, he's lost part of his front wing, so that's not going to help him. Still no sign of the rain though, but I would imagine we'll be expecting it at some point.
Also in news we've seen this week that Yuki Tsunoda will be driving for AlphaTauri for next season. That'll be decent for him to get into Formula 1.
There's Sasha still in the pits, which leaves Wise, the only car that's out on track still to set a lap time. I mean, Tamer does have a 151, but he's gonna need to sort that out. Wise,
what it's into 11th, so he could get knocked out, and he's in the pits.
And oh, wait a minute, I'm on board with Wise right now. He's in the pits. I see drops of rain.
I see him as well. And this is not looking good for Sasha and Wise.
It's not looking good for Waddington either, because this could cause a little bit of havoc heading into the race. I mean,
and he's retired. He's out.
Wow, that's
Wait, Sasha's left the session, and Sasha's car's just stopped dead on the track. That is weird.
That could very well be disqualification, according to Codemasters anyway.
Yeah,
and
disqualification.
There you go. That's Waddington out, and
Sasha's out as well. And Wise could be out as well. If it is starting to rain.
Because the heavier the rain gets, the slower the times are going to be. Santa's retired. Santa, Sack.
Yeah, it's starting to come down.
Penko's managed to improve on his time somehow. A 35.8 puts him 5th. So Path, Hazel, Ultimate, Sack, Santa.
It's starting to come down with rain. How's this going to affect the time? The thing. We'll have to wait and see. Yellow flags. There's no car there. I think that's Sasha's car parked up. JBL's retired. He's in 10th. He could be safe. We never know, depending if Danny, Tamer, and Wise improve in their laps. Tamer's actually in the pit, so Tamer could be out. Just Wise and Danny out on the track. Wallington's in his natural habitat.
Yeah.
I think it'll make it more interesting for Wallington just to make his way through the field.
And J-Leb responding, time for a nap. Because he has had a couple of occasions where Waddington actually fell asleep during qualifying and he wasn't able to set a lap time as a result.
Yeah.
But
he'll probably have a nap now and then miss the race.
Oh, that would be embarrassing. Not a good idea. Only been awake count 20 minutes. Yeah, but the saving grace for Waddington is that he's going to have plenty of fresh sets of tires heading into the race, and of course he'll have free choice because he's outside the top 10 as well.
Wise is on a lap now. On board with him now. No F1 today for Wardo. Okay. No F1.
Yeah. So the only F1 we're going to have to keep us occupied is highlights and...
There is going to be some exhibition races in XRL, and Wise has just invalidated his lap time.
Penku's retired from the session.
Don't know why. It's showing yellow flags in Sector 1. It's a bit weird.
Mon's retired as well.
We should be seeing more. We should be seeing more cars retired because it is raining, and it'll be interesting for Q3 as well.
It is actually getting heavier as well.
Sasser's just rejoined. Danny's not improving, so I think that might be his qualifying over.
Yeah,
PRL has one on Tuesday, and Wednesday is F2 2020 Cars Exhibition. So there is going to be races for us to keep us occupied through the holidays.
Yeah, this coming Wednesday, I believe that will be the first. That is going to be the first race we have with the 2020 F2 cars.
Yeah, and there's 22 of them as well, like 22 cars.
So what's that? So what's that going to mean for the spectators? Is the lobby going to be increased to 24 or?
I don't know.
Because we've still got 22 slots for the F1.
They'll have to think about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's something. And Zola confirming, but they're only going to be using 10 teams. So I'm assuming.
So one team will be having no drivers.
That'll probably be the high tech team, I would imagine.
Or they could choose one. So they can have high tech.
Yeah, that could work. Maybe have a rotation of which team doesn't feature in that week's Formula 2 action.
Yeah.
And that's a 41.3 for Tamer. He's not improving, and the rain is, as you can actually see it on the onboard view, the rain is getting heavier.
Yeah. Danny's in the pits. So I don't know if Danny will retire. Tamer's still out. Wise is actually on a lap. This will be his first lap of the session. He's just trundling along.
It is far too wet. Yeah, he's aborting the lap. He's not going to have time to go out for another one.
I think he will retire.
Yeah, that's it. So
everything next week is exhibition races.
Yep. So we've got our partner leagues, the Allied Racing League and the Premier Racing League as well. It's gonna be exhibition races for them over the course of this coming week. And then when the Christmas break is over,
we go to Russia.
To league business.
To Russia.
Yep. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where the XRL can fit the Vietnam race in. And there we go. Danny has indeed retired from the session.
We'll just wait. Wise and then Tamer will need to.
Wise isn't going to be coming back out because he's in the pits. There's a minute to go. He's not going to get back out.
And Wallerton's just revealed his tyre strategy. Hards to softs.
That's clever, starting on the hards and then going for the softs at the end to get the fastest lap. That's a smart strategy. That's the sort of strategy I go for. I go for a harder compound to start with, and then I try and ensure that I finish the race on softs, so that I can push for that fastest lap.
Tamer is now retired from the session, and Wise.
Now we just wait for Wise.
And now he's retired.
So there we go. Everyone in the top 10 starting on mediums.
And the only two drivers that went on softs are out.
Yeah, and one of them being Tamer. Danny in the stream chat saying he's glad to be 12th, to be honest, just for a different strategy. Fair play to him.
Now we move on to Q3. Is it going to be intermediates, or is it still going to be, or is it going to stop raining?
Who knows? We're just about to find out. Zola just reiterating the point that you do not want to be starting on softs, and the rain's still light, but I don't think it's wet enough for intermediates yet.
Oh, some drivers have got intermediates fitted.
Maybe it's hit that point where it's too wet for dries. And in the world of Scottish football, folks, we had the Scottish Cup final for the 2019-2020 season, which got delayed and postponed because of what's happened, because of the pandemic. There we go, DRS disabled. That's your cue for intermediates. So going to be interesting. We've seen
and all the
before,
drivers are on intermediates, so it is going to be interesting.
We've seen before SAC being a strong all-rounder in all conditions, but like I was saying, in the world of Scottish football today, we had the final for the 2019-2020 Scottish Cup. It was Celtic between Hearts. It was 2 each after 90 minutes, 3 each after extra time, and Celtic managing to win on penalties 4-3 against Hearts, resulting in a quadruple treble, meaning they've 4 seasons running now that Celtic have managed to win the Scottish Premiership, the Scottish League Cup, and the Scottish Cup. So massive congratulations to Celtic for winning the Scottish Cup today.
Ultimate's going to be his first one on track. We'll be getting the lap time. And you could really see there is some spray, but it is coming down.
Yeah, like we're saying, DRS disabled. The DRS disabled. That's the cue to let you know. Yep, it is too wet for slick tires. Intermediates, it is.
And it just makes Q3 that little bit interesting as well.
Because if there's one thing it's guaranteed to do, it's going to throw a cat amongst the pigeons. So we'll wait and see what happens. Ultimate Ultimate, Santa, and Sack first across the line. And then you got Ollie. They've started their hot laps. A good result for the path this evening could very well see him head back to the top of the championship. And look how heavy the rain is on board with Ultimate.
Will it be wet soon? Because it definitely looks like it.
Full wet is a possibility.
Let's see what can Ultimate do, and it is like on the onboard. It's just torrential.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yellow flag, sector 2. That is Odica and Mon just going through. Ultimate goes fastest 1 minute 55.7. Sack 1 minute 55.8. Santa gets third 1 minute 58.0. So
Ollie 59.3.
Path is going into the pits.
I think he feels that it's time for wets. I mean, look at that. Hazel, a 2 minutes 0.690.
Panku's coming in. I think it was just down to the weather just being torrential. Mon's now coming across the line. His time's most likely over a 2 minute. 2 minute 3.1.
2:03.
This rain is torrential. So it is
full wets. It is.
Yeah. Erdica's went into the pits as well.
Was it? Is it riding on board with Santa right now? You can still just about see the dry line, but I don't think it's going to be enough because that dry line is going to disappear
very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah, and Path and Panku have just fitted on the whites and they're going back out.
Yeah, I think those that managed to get a time on the intermediates, they're gonna be shouting it from the rooftops that they managed to get their lap in as early as they did.
And it is obvious on the board. It is wet.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much time you lose on. I'm not sure how much slower you are on the wet tires compared to intermediates.
And it'll be interesting to see how quick Path and Panku can go on wets.
Yeah, absolutely. Time will tell.
Oh, JBL must have had a spin.
Yeah, that's why there was yellow flags in sector 3. Excuse me. Erdika and Penku also on wets. I think everyone else is going to start following suit very soon.
Sack and Ultimate are fitting on the wets as well.
So we'll just quickly get the league records up. Singapore last season for pole position was Philip Nilsson. No, he was the race winner. And he actually won from pole as well. He won from pole last season, but he's not here this evening.
And if you want, and for the battle for pole position is in wet conditions.
Yeah, anything can still happen here.
Path of the big lock up there at the end of the straight, of the second straight.
Yeah, on board with path. With the way the floodlights are, you can still see the somewhat dry line you need to take. But I don't think
it'll help them.
No. So we saw towards the tail end of last season and throughout this season as well that Philip Nilsson does tend to struggle in wet weather conditions.
And we'll see what lap time he can produce. Yellow flag, that's the Williams, and that is JBL going for another spin before making it back to the pits. Path has kept it relatively clean. And let's see what his time could be. It looks a relatively quick time. Crossing the line. He goes.
Whoa! Ho ho!
Provisional pole on the wets for Path, and JBL's retired from the session.
He doesn't feel he can improve on his time, but that's a stormer of a lap.
Panku's next.
Here comes
Panku.
Here he comes.
What's it? Fourth.
57.1. That's a respectable time. And he's got plenty of ERS for another lap.
Ultimate's gone slower in the first sector on wet, so that is pure pace from Path.
Absolutely. I think the battle for the race win is definitely going to come down to the top three right now. Path, Ultimate, and Sack. It's going to come down to those three.
It'll be interesting to see the battle with
the race win.
Path and Sack in terms of the championship. Will they have like a decent wheel-to-wheel battle in the race? No, Ultimate's not. Ultimate's a second slower in the second sector.
Is Ultimate another person that struggles in wet weather conditions? Have we just found out?
You know, I think when the people that got knocked out in Q1 and 2 are lucky to not be in this situation right now.
Absolutely.
Sack crosses the line. He goes pole.
Whoa!
Path is crossing the line. He spun.
What's he gonna pull out of the
Path
bag?
is spun.
That's it. Quali's over for him.
Ultimate's beat his lap. Ultimate's up to P2. Path's dropped third. Santa crosses the line. He gets P4. And
Ultimate still has time for one more lap. He only needs it's 0.013 between Ultimate and Sack. This is going to be interesting. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. And Ultimate's nearly 3/10 up. This could be a barnstormer.
Panku gets fourth. Ollie gets fifth. Hazel's going to be the next one to cross the line. He's currently P8. He's crossing the line. He's definitely improved on his time. Hazel, only 7th fastest.
Knocks JBL down to 8th. Erdica didn't set a lap time. He's going to be starting 10th. Sack on a hot lap as well, though. He's looking to improve as well.
Let's see.
What's Sack like in second?
Sack's quick.
2:10.
Sack's
He's a quarter
quicker.
of a second up.
Ultimate's half a second up as well. This is going to be an interesting finish in Q3.
Ultimate has got more time in hand over Sack. He's got 2 or 3 tenths.
Path
is getting out of the way.
His qualifying is over, but he'll take P3 compared to last week. Sack will cross the line. Also, Santa's on a lap as well. We'll see if he's going quicker. Sack is going to cross the line. He goes even quicker than
14.7. He's lucky he didn't invalidate that final corner. Here comes Ultimate. Is he going to spoil the party? Yes, he is! 154.558. Ultimate spoils the party and takes pole position.
Santa's run out of fuel. His lap, he can't improve. So that is qualifying over. Ultimate is going to be on pole for the Singapore Grand Prix ahead of Sack, Path, Penku, Ollie, Santa, Hazel, JBL, Mon, and Erdika, who didn't set a lap time in Q3. But what a way for Q3.
And this is why the X1 boys are up there among the very best in the F1 community, because they can just pull moments like that out at the drop of a hat and just keep us on the edge of your seats. So there we go. Let's recap the top 10. Ultimate, Sack, Path, Penku, Ollie, Santa, Hazel, JBL, Mon, and Erdika. Wallington in the stream chat. E.T. go home. So now 5-minute break. And it looks like a 5-minute break, which means we'll be getting underway at 6 p.m. It's the last race before Christmas. It is round 15 heading into Singapore. It was a wet qualifying to finish, but are we going to see any rain tonight? The weather forecast says dry. It is season 3 for the X1, part of the Extreme Racing League, sponsored by ANS 3D and CD Keys. Singapore's national anthem is in microtext on the back of their $1,000 note, and it's also one of 3 surviving city-states in the world, with Monaco being one of the others. Among the 20 smallest countries in the world, with a total land area of only 682 square kilometres. Just 4 drivers have shared victories at the 12 Grand Prix we've had since 2008. Vettel, Alonso, Rosberg and Hamilton. No driver has made more than 3 DNFs at this circuit, and so far the 2017 Grand Prix is the only one to have been affected by wet weather conditions. 3.14 miles, 3 DRS zones, 23 corners, the most of any track on the calendar, and you've got your full lap. You've got your lap at full throttle for about 59% of the lap. Race starts off at a chaotic affair, especially the run down to turn 1 in 2017, which we just mentioned. And you've got turn 7 between Hamilton and Massa in 2011, and turn 13 between Massa and Bruno Senna in 2012. You're looking at C5, C4, and C3 for your tyre compounds. So here's the starting grid then for the last race heading into 2021. You've got Ultimate on pole position, followed by Sack alongside him on the front row, our championship leader. Path, a much better qualifying performance compared to Italy last week. He starts third. He's got Penku, a two-time race winner this season. He starts fourth. Then you've got Ollie behind him in fifth, and you've got Santa in sixth. Hazel, strong performance from him in seventh. JBL in eighth. And then it's an all-Mexican row 5 with Mon and Erdica. Wellington just missing out on the top 10, but he'll be starting on the hard tyres. Danny will be alongside him in 12th, and then you've got Tima also starting on hards in 13th. Wise alongside him. Then you've got Sasha in the Racing Point. He's got Rahul for company, who'll be starting on the hards. Zola looks like he's starting on the softs, but he won't be wanting to start on the softs, given how quickly they wear out here. And then you've got Minea, Hurricane, and Anderson rounding up the grid.
Wellington in the stream chat saying "ET go home."
Yeah, not sure what he's referring to there.
Is his reference that 11th is his home?
Ah, that's that explains the natural habitat comment he made earlier.
Well, good to know he is awake.
Yeah, there's always that.
Ryan, Hurricane, and Zola and Danny are on softs. They'll need to, I think they'll switch just before the race begins. They have a minute to do so until the race starts.
Indeed, we won't have to wait too much longer because we'll be getting underway in the next minute or so. And of course, no formation lap because as soon as the drivers start readying up, we'll be getting straight into the race. Arthur lulls, Sack's the alien, Arthur is the full ET. Oh boy.
And we are going to be going.
Yep. 6 p.m. on the dot.
And Zola's just quickly changed the strategy so he's on hard, so that's better late than ever.
Let's quickly scan through it all. Yeah, everyone is going to be on hards or mediums.
And we'll be
Those
seeing
on hards.
We'll be seeing a finish on the softs most likely.
Yeah, absolutely. But wait and see what happens. Anything can happen in the XRL, and it usually does. For the last time in 2020, here are the lights.
And we're going.
It's lights out, and it's race time here in Singapore. Very clean getaway. Penku already had a path plummeting down the order. He's had a horrific start. There's a little bit of contact there, and oh! One of the Alfa Romeos went airborne. My goodness me, who was that? I think that was Rahul. He went airborne for a moment.
JBL spun. He's down the field. And Rahul, not the best start for him in his debut for X1.
Not what he would have wanted, but Ultimate up into second place now. He's got Penku behind him. Sack, crucially keeps the lead.
Path fell to 6 off the start. He didn't have a good getaway. Wellington gets back up to 8.
Strategies.
Wellington gets up to 8.
Strategies. Good start for him. We'll say medium, soft, medium. That's the predicted pit stop strategy. We'll be looking at, unless they go for medium, medium, soft to get that fastest lap. Unless they feel they have the pace on the medium tires to go for the fastest lap. If they have the pace, then I say go for it.
Minea has went up 5 places off the start. Sasha's went up 4. Santa's went down 6 places. Oh, Sasha almost in the wall. And Santa will take the place.
Yeah, nightmare start for JBL as well. He was going. Oh, Penku's gone Spinala.
It's happened again for Penku. Oh, what's he done?
What on earth is...
He tried to rejoin on the track and his teammate went into him.
Oh,
And he's just went into
goodness me.
Rahul. He's just went into Rahul and the safety car is out. No doubt about that.
Quite rightly so. There's going to be a few drivers in the pits. Wise comes in. He was unfortunate to get caught up. Tamer as well with that incident. Danny's in as well. And Rahul, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Penku. So there we go. 6. Wise down to Penku. All...
Mercedes are double stacked and Penke's just get held up real big. But it is the safety car, so it wouldn't really matter. But that is a nightmare for Penke there.
Yeah, as a two-time race winner this season.
And it's definitely one for the stewards after the race.
Absolutely.
Oh, what's happened here? Wise has gone very... Wise has braked. And Danny, I think, just went into him. And Danny's just came out of the pits as he got front wing damage.
It's the last thing he needed.
He had front wing damage though, so he's lucky with that. Mercedes are at the back of the pack at the moment. Path is is in 5th because of Penke's spin. Hazel is managed to get his way up to P3, so it's looking good for him. In the Renault,
he'll be a very, very happy man with that one. Ultimate did start on pole, but Sack managing to get the lead off the start. So the bit, some of the other, Minette. So now that we're under safety car conditions, the biggest winners and losers off the start, you have Sasha up 6 places, Minea up 8, Santa into the pits, Anderson up 9, Zola up 5, Hurricane down 6. Does JBL need to stop? Does he need to change his front wing again? No, he's just going straight for the hards to get him through to the end. Hopefully. Santa down 8, JBL down 7, Danny down 6, Penku 16 places after that spin.
Yeah, and I think Penku's not going to be one with most drivers. Well, especially Rahul and Tamer after that. Just that very unsafe rejoin. He was just a bit too eager to get back onto the track and make up places. That he's collided with his teammate.
Yeah, as I say, just shows how important it is to have a little bit of patience.
And the safety car could be out for a few more laps. Maybe lap 5 we could be seeing it go in, but we'll have to wait and see. Interestingly, Santa is on the softs.
Oh, that's interesting. Why would he be doing that?
Very good start for Anderson. He's up to 11th after starting from the back, so that's good for him.
Indeed, is the safety car going to be coming in this lap, or are we going to be waiting another lap for it to come in? No, we're going to be out for one more lap.
Sack's just a bit eager to get going again because he's like trying to get past the safety car. Sort of. Actually, it could be in this lap because Penku's just almost caught up to the back of the pack.
Yeah, he's just got that straight to do, and then that'll be him.
And there he is. He's almost there. And the question is, how many more safety cars are we going to have this race?
Wouldn't be too surprised if we had one or two more after this.
There is safety cars in this lap.
Here we go.
Interesting to see how Sack is on the restart. You'll be very careful
Indeed.
on how you start going again, because if you go that little bit too early, we could be seeing a lot of collisions.
Indeed. So let's recap the order as we are about to start lap 5. Sack, Ultimate, Hazel, Ollie, Path, Erdica, Waddington, Mon, Sasha, and Minea. That's your top 10. Rest of the grid, you've got Anderson, Zola, Hurricane, Santa, JBL, Tamer, Wise, Danny, Rahul, and Penku. That's the running order as we get ready for the restart. Sack bunching the field up. He might have waited a bit too late. He might have waited a bit too late to drop the hammer. There he goes. He drops the hammer. And we're underway once again. Waddington gets past Erdica for 6th place. But Sack, great restart. Path up to 4th. Great restart. Very clean. JBL gets ahead of Tamer's going down the order. What's happened to him?
Tamer lost it at the end, exit of turn 1. And he just plummeted down. Penku's managed to get up to 18th. And it is everyone just bunched at the moment. But Sack has just kept that lead for now.
That's the sort of thing the Mercedes boys could have really done without. Penku manages to get ahead of Danny though.
Anderson gets ahead of Minea for 10th.
And oh, collision there. That was JBL collided with Hurricane, and Hurricane has just plummeted down to last. Thankfully, no damage. That's definitely going to be one for. That's going to be one for the incident team. And Hurricane has had to change his front wing. Frustration will pretty much say it all, really. Wise, meanwhile, goes down the inside of Zola. And oh! And I think he overshot it, and he actually ended up losing places as a result. Wise and Penku side by side. I think Penku's got the edge.
Sack is starting to somewhat pull away. Path got the fastest lap. He's on the pace, trying to get ahead.
He'll be out with a point to prove. DRS is enabled now. Well, what's Wise doing? Oh, he's got end plate damage.
We'll be seeing a lot of car drivers coming in the pits with damage. We've only had 7 laps of racing. Path all over Hazel for P3. Yellow flag, sector 1. That's a Mercedes gone, and that's Tamer.
It's Tamer. Oh no!
It's just going. It's gone from bad to worse for the Mercedes team.
Absolutely. We've got 4 cars here battling for the lead. It's Sack, Ultimate, Hazel, and Path. A little further down, you've got Mon, Sasha, and Anderson bearing down on Erdica for 7th. So those are the 2 key battles to focus on.
Sack gets the fastest lap there, but then Path just takes it again. So the fastest laps are being traded at the moment.
Yep.
Manea has left the session, so looks like the technical difficulties.
Yep.
Erdica's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. And that's the only penalty we've seen that hasn't got anything to do with there. And
Collisions or speeding in the pit lane.
Manea's gone.
Oh, Wise has a 3-second penalty as well.
Virtual safety car's been deployed, and Manea, I think, who is under AI, is gone off. Or unless the AI got hit.
Not what he needs right now.
Well, a lot of making up to. Virtual safety car has been deployed, but we're going back again. Tamer is all over the back of him. Manea. And it's an easy move for Tamer. Moving up to 17th. Still, nothing changing at the front.
Meanwhile, a little further back, you've got Mon, Sasha, Anderson, and Santa battling for 8th place. Santa has got the softest tyres of the 4, so he could very well get past 1 or 2 of these drivers. Who knows what's going to happen? Mon doesn't have DRS, but Sasha does. Is it going to be enough to get past? He's not close enough yet. I'm sure Mon is perfectly aware he's got a Pink Panther behind him in the form of Sasha. Anderson with a 3-second penalty. JBL back in the pits again. And Erdica's plummeting down the order. What's happened to Erdica? What has happened to Erdica?
Spawn.
Oh, he's gone Spinala, and he's lost his front wing completely. Oh my goodness me.
Another virtual safety car has been deployed.
That's 2 virtual safety cars and 1 full safety car. That's 3, and the limit's 5, so they're only going to have another 2.
Manea's rejoined. Utica needs to be really careful in the corners.
Absolutely. I mean, common sense here would have said, I would let the battery charge up because he's not got much ERS left.
Well, we're back into green flag racing. Mon is dived into the pits.
And Udica's about to follow suit.
Yellow flag again. That's a Williams. That's JPL taking the escape road. Luckily, no damage. Just outbraked himself, and that's him now at the back. Ultimate still bearing down on Zach for the lead of the race. If it's just these two like staying like as it is, it could well be down to the pit stops.
Yeah, absolutely, because a lot of them will be going for a two-stopper. But then you've got those that are starting on the hards who might go for a one-stop.
Hazel's managed to keep Path at bay for the moment, which is really good for him. Keeping that podium for the Renault team.
Yep. Lap 11, we're a third of the way through the race. Waddington's managed to get ahead of Ultimate. Ultimate's into piss. The first of the front runners is in.
So
and that's hard. That's a one-stop. That's a one-stop Ultimate's gone for.
So undercut is Ultimate's decided to go for the undercut. And Ultimate
gets ahead of Hazel into second place meanwhile.
Ultimate's into 10th. 27 seconds off the lead of Zach. He's got Raul behind him and 1 second behind, and then he's got Penku and Danny. That Penku has actually just got past Danny for P8. It'll be interesting to see if Zach reacts straight away or it will be a couple of laps. JPL's got the fastest lap on softs. Wise has just gone into the pits. I suspect that'll be for a front wing change.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Pass managed to get past Hazel meanwhile, and Ollie's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits. And Zach goes into the pits. And Path as well.
That's going to be interesting.
Path
We're going to be in for a pit stop race here. This means Ultimate could take the net lead of the race.
On board with Ultimate now. He's on the inside in the tunnel on Danny, which is going to the outside. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he does. Ultimate gets a move up to P9.
Very quick stop, and Zach manages to stay ahead of Path, which is crucial. Where is Ultimate?
Down the main straight, he's coming. Is Path going to dip?
This is going to be tight.
We've seen drivers have collisions here before. On the outside goes Ultimate. Which will turn to the inside for this corner. Has he done it? Yes, he has.
He's through! The undercut works for Ultimate. Path, interestingly, going for the two-stopper soft, medium, soft. Medium, soft, medium. That's... I mean, wowzers. That was about that. Zach couldn't make the overcut work. JBL another fastest lap, 39.9.
For this, if Path wants the strategy to work, he needs to get past Zach and Ultimate. and just build out a gap.
Indeed.
But Ultimate has got the net lead of the race for the moment. Panku's made his way up to P4 after where he was at the start of the race. And look at Anderson, after starting last, is up to P3. Sasha's went up 13 places into second, and Waddington's up 10, and he's in the lead of the race.
Very, very well played from Ultimate with that pit stop. Sack is on hard, so it's going to be a race between the two to get to the finish now.
And Path gets ahead. Path gets ahead of Sack into turn 1.
That could be crucial. Bearing in mind, Path is on sauce, so he's going to need to make another stop. There's no way he's going to be able to get those tyres to last to the end.
And this is one thing he has to do: get past past Sack and Ultimate, and build out a gap.
And Path gets ahead of Ultimate.
Yellow flag sector 1.
Bit of a look up there.
Ferrari's gone, and that is
that's Mon.
Mons went wide at turn 1. Ryan Hurricane's got another 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane, and that puts him up to 10 seconds worth of penalties. Minea's got a 3-second time penalty for track limits.
Path bearing down on Penku for 4th. He's going to try and build that advantage as much as possible before he makes his second stop of the day.
If he can get to a 20-second gap between him and Ultimate, he can guarantee he can put a fight in towards the end of the race. Is he going to go on the inside where no one could probably make a move there? But no, Penku survives for now. But Penku has a wobble, and
Path takes full advantage, and he's through. Easy as that, sayonara.
And now he's got to catch up to his teammate Anderson. Now Path gets the fastest lap of the race, 1:39.0. But is Anderson going to drop back? But he's got Sasha behind him, well ahead of him, and he's bearing down the move for P2 in this Grand Prix. On the DRS, on the inside, is Anderson going to get past this? He does. Up into P2 he goes, and meanwhile Ultimate gets past Penku for P5.
And yet somehow Sack can't seem to make any progress.
Is Sack struggling with the tyres? Sector yellow flag, and that is an off for the Alfa Romeo. That is Rahul. He's had a Spinella. And Rahul has front right end plate damage. And in terms of pit stops so far this race, this is going to be Rahul's 3rd stop. Wise has also made 3 stops. Zola, Sasha, Anderson and Waddington are yet to make a pit stop this race.
They've managed to keep themselves out of trouble, which is very well played for them.
Zola is in P12 at the moment, which is respectable as well. He's beating his full-time X1 teammate for today.
Zola will be a very happy man regarding that. Sasha looking for a way to get past Anderson back into 2nd place, and he's through.
Meanwhile, with the fighting going on, this is allowed Path to catch right up. Now, is Anderson going to bay that Path is faster and will let him by? Meanwhile, Panku and Sak are going side by side. This is not going to end well between them. And Sak goes the outside, that's the front wing. Hazel's gone into the back of Panku. But Sak has finally made progress and he's up to P6. And Path gets past Anderson for P3. And he's now going to be chasing down Sasha for second.
See what the gap is between Path and Ultimate. The gap's about 4 seconds. So the more time he can build up, the better his chances of staying ahead of Ultimate heading into the final stint of the race.
And Path should get past on the straight. He should really do it in. And he's got the outside line, and he's ahead. Path is up into P2, and he's 1 second to Wallington in lead of this race. Danny, meanwhile, has got past Hazel. Hazel has front wing damage. And he's in the pits.
Who knows what's going to happen as we hit the halfway point of the race. Hazel's in for his second stop of the day.
It's so easy because Path is just right up Waddington's gearbox in a matter of seconds. DRS.
Is he going to get past though? He's going to try the outside line. That'll be very bold. Might get him on the switchback.
He does have the fresh
resisting.
He does have the quicker tires and the fresher tires. Do so that, but he will have to do it on the main straight. It will seem, unless Waddington makes a mistake.
Not making it easy for Waddington.
And you rarely see Waddington making mistakes like on track.
And Path with front wing damage. That could be pivotal. Path's got front wing damage. That could be crucial. He's lost an end plate. That could be crucial.
Sak is quite far back to Ultimate. And Ultimate is bearing down on Anderson for P4 at the moment. This is not what Path needed, and what happened there with Waddington?
I don't know. I can only assume that it was a case of Waddington braked a little bit earlier than Path, so that could very well just be a racing incident, but you never know.
He seems to be doing fine with his front wing damage. Seems to be coping well.
Maybe the damage isn't as bad as we had feared.
But is Path going to have to go into a different strategy? And he's going into the pit, so
he's coming in. He's going to change the front wing. That's 2 weeks in a row. He's had a moment that's. Oh no!
He's got a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Oh no!
Rahul gets another 3-second time penalty, and Path is going to go onto the medium tires, which should see him to the end, and he will come out most likely ahead. He come out ahead behind Santa. For in 10th.
Not so fast, not so fast. No, Santa actually gets ahead.
There's yellow flags. Danny spun.
What has happened to him?
Needs to be quick. And
That's a lot of... That's a lot of front wing damage.
And Danny really got back in on the track safely, which was very good from him. And ultimate up into P2 still. And Minea spun. Oh, Minea's out. Minea and Wise are gone. Wise has just went into the back of into Minea.
That's
Minea
a full safety
spun.
car. That's a full safety car, and that's...
Definitely what Path needed.
That's on the run up to the last corner.
Minea had some sort of spin, and Wise didn't react quick enough. And Raul has been lapped by the field. They need to be careful here with the cars most likely still there.
Let's have a look.
Well, the cars are gone,
Oh,
and
dear.
it is pit stops. The drivers are in the pits, so they're gonna get a free pit stop.
A lot of them, yes.
And it's definitely what Path needed as well, because he's right back into it. Medium tires for the race leader of Waddington, and he'll get back out most likely as the race leader on fresher tires.
Absolutely.
This is good as well. Path has got his way up to 6. Anderson and Zash and what to lead.
He keeps the lead after that.
After the free pit stop, the safety car helped him there. Same with Sasha and Anderson. They would have. Them 3 drivers started low down the field, and they're battling up front. This race has keep getting weirder and weirder by the minute.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the tyres. Everyone down to Mon is on mediums. Tamer down to Rahul is on mediums. Hurricane's on hards. Danny on softs. Danny feels he might be able to get these tyres to the end. Considering how much more grip there is on the track compared to the start of the race. It's a big risk. Could that come with a big reward? So once the safety car comes in, Rahul in for another stop. Once the safety car comes in, we're going to have 10 laps to go.
We thought we were going to have no retirements this race till that moment happened, and that'll be another one for the stewards after the race.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how that one plays out.
I think Panky could be in a bit of trouble as well with his incident or unsafe rejoin to track as well.
That wouldn't surprise me.
So meanwhile, while we wait for the safety car restart to happen, so yeah, another lap of safety car we're going to be seeing as while Raul is still going round.
So we've got another lap to do. Rahul still has to try and catch up. There you go, there's this penalty situation on screen, folks. Sasha, Anderson, Ollie, Hazel, Santa, Mon, Danny, and Rahul with 3 seconds worth of penalties. We got JBL with 6, Ernica with 9, and Path with just 5. So there we go. Rahul's managed to catch up.
So yeah, safety cars definitely coming in this lap. And it's a 10 lap. It'll be a 10-lap shootout.
Yep. 1/3 of the race to go.
We had last safety car restart. We had Ultimates had a collision with Sasha.
Oh, that could. That could be pivotal for the race result, because Waddington and Sack still have no penalties.
Sack led the first safety car, and Waddington leads the second. We'll see how Waddington does for the restart.
And knowing the pace of Ultimate compared to Waddington, Ultimate could very well build that 5-second gap that he needs to be able to keep the race win. But then he's got Sack to worry about as well. Ultimate does have some very, very strong race pace. But can he convert that into a 5-second lead to keep the race win? 10 laps to go here. Sprint finish for the last race of 2020 to go in the season. We've still got 8 races left to go. Green flag's out. Ultimate with another time penalty. That's going to be very pivotal for him. Down the order. What on earth has happened to Ultimate? Into the pits he goes. What on earth happened?
What's happened here for Ultimate is one minute he was going for the race win. Now it's most likely not going to happen. Danny has spun again. And it's going to be a front wing change for Ultimate, and he's going to be waiting for 5 extra seconds.
Oh,
and this is what Waddington needed.
Is Waddington, the big question is Waddington going to hold these guys up as much as possible to allow Sack to catch up, and then allow Sack to pass to get the race win, to crucially extend the lead in the championship? What are the Haas boys going to do?
We'll have to wait and see, and it depends if Sack can make those moves on Sasha and Anderson.
The massive hats off to Anderson, though. He's third, and he's been fighting for that podium position for a majority of the race.
And Anderson comes up with a 3-second time penalty, multiple warnings. That's him on 6. Paths has got 8 seconds worth of penalties. Erdica's 9. So it's not looking good.
Not looking good for Path. He's going to lose at least a couple of positions. Yellow flag sector 3.
Ryan Hurricane's gone again. Hurricane's gone. Into the main straight.
Into the pit wall on the main straight. That's the last thing he needed. And Danny somehow managed to get himself into the pits.
Ultimate, I don't think he'll be making up anything in this race. He's too far to really challenge. He's too far from anyone in this race. But he could get Danny here. Danny's coming out the pits.
Yeah,
and he's ahead, so Ultimate's ahead.
Zach, meanwhile, he's
got past Anderson.
He's into third. He's 1.4 behind Sasha, but Waddington is actually extending his lead over Sasha.
Will Anderson get out the way for Path this time? Oh, there's some good fights at the back.
Yeah, Santa now a lap down on Hazel somehow. Which surely can't be correct because everyone else is still on lead lap.
Yeah,
DRS enabled.
DRS has been... There we go. Is Anderson going to let Path go? He needs to do it for the championship's sake. But it doesn't... Anderson just doesn't look like he's going to let Path go.
That's not good.
Anderson's good. Anderson's pushing Path. He needs to let him by because Sack is pulling away. And Path does get ahead.
Yellow flag sector 1.
I think that was Rahul.
And Path. Oh no, it's another time penalty for Path.
That is paid right into Sack's hands.
And crucially played into the hands of the Haas boys as well in regards to the Constructors' Championship.
But it will be McLaren on top of the Constructors, but Haas continuing to eat into that points deficit. And Sack, meanwhile, gets past Sasha for the second place. But a side-by-side, Sack fighting, Sasha defending for his life.
Very, very strong there, but Path's joined in on the fray. This is... Oh, last race of 2020. We're approaching grandstand finish time. This is the battle for second place. We know Path's not going to win, but so it's going to be down to either Waddington or Sack, realistically, unless one or both of them has a colossal disaster happen to them in the next 6 laps.
Sasha's starting to pull away from Sack. So this is the opportunity for Path.
It's not gonna
to get ahead.
It's not going to help Path though because Sack's got DRS on Sasha, so that negates Path's DRS. That's not going to help Path in any way. He's still going to be caught up in that dirty air.
Well, Panku's in the fight as well. He's pretty much at the back. So is Anderson and Ollie. So it's basically
6 cars battling for second place.
And Sasha's is on massive pressure now to defend from all the drivers that are behind. It's basically become a train.
So predicted championship standings. Sack will get 15 points. That'll bring him to 214. Path will get 13 points because he'll have 4th. But that's of course not taking penalties into account.
Fastest lap is Danny. Danny's got the fastest lap. Outside the top 10, but inside the top 10.
That'll be Path. That'll be Path with his 38.2, which will mean that Path will get 13 points as it stands before penalties are taken into account. That'll put him on to 199.
Sack's got ahead.
That is crucial. Now, it's Haas 1 and 2. The big question is, what is Waddington going to do? Is he going to allow Sack to go through and take the win? Or is Waddington going to take the win for himself and keep it as a formation finish? And that means, as it stands, Sack will be on 217. He'll be the only driver in X1 this season to hit that 200 point mark.
Ryan Hurricane's got the fastest lap of the race off of Danny, so he'll get a point. Is Path gonna get past Sasha? And he does, on the inside. What a move.
Very well played. Four to go after this. Erdika with a time penalty. And oh, hey ho, diddly do. Sack on the back of Waddington. And there we go, there he goes.
Sack gets ahead.
Waddington let him through.
For the championship's sake.
Well played from Waddington. Very, very well played. That'll bring Sack to 224 points. It will still be a Haas 1-2 as it stands. Pending penalties, it will be 202 points for Path for third place plus the fastest lap. No, Ultimate's got it. 36.4. You've got 8 cars all within DRS range of each other. Actually, never mind that, nearly 9. Almost 9 cars. So we've definitely got 8 all within DRS range of each other. Mon starting to fall back slightly.
Path is on the back of 1 and 2.
Yellow flag sector 3 is JBL on the entry into the tunnel.
Path made a move on 1 and 2, didn't make it stick.
JBL 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Path trying to get into second place. Nothing coming of it. Sasha with a time penalty. And oh, Path almost losing the back end there. That could cost him a bit. 14 seconds worth of penalties. Waddington, unless something happens to him, is guaranteed to keep that second place. It has been a nightmare for the McLaren boys. This is exactly what the Haas boys need in the hunt for the Constructors' Championship. Business picking up. 3 laps to go. Grandstand finish time. Here we go. Ultimate getting past Hurricane meanwhile.
Not long left in the Grand Prix. It's now or never for Path if he wants to get past Wallington.
It's not gonna make a difference to him anyway, because Path's got 14 seconds worth of penalties. And unless Waddington makes a massive mistake, which is highly unlikely.
Oh, Wallington almost spun it.
Is that going to allow Sasha through? No, it isn't. Waddington keeps third, though. But he'll get...
almost lost it as well with hitting Sasha. It's all kicking off.
Anderson manages to get into fifth, but there's going to be a lot of penalties to be taken into account. This could be the moment that the Haas boys need to destroy the lead that McLaren have in the Constructors' Championship. With Philip Nilsson absent, it's one less race he can use to catch up to Zach and to his teammate in the hunt for the Drivers' Championship. Philip Nilsson was managed to take the championship all the way to the final race. I don't think he's going to be in the running for the championship by the end of the season. It's going to come down to Path and Zach. Yellow flag sector 2, it's a back marker. It's Hurricane again. Facing the wrong way on that third DRS straight.
Not a race for Ryan Hurricane, and he's in the wall. He's hit the wall again. Try to get back.
I think that's going to be it. I think AlphaTauri, it's been another race. It's been another season to forget for them, because as Toro Rosso, they were bottom of the pack.
Zola's in P10. He's getting a point for them though.
And he's got no penalties. That's the crucial thing. He's got no penalties.
Ultimate gets past Stanley for P16. I think that whatever happened on the restart for Ultimate is just not went down well for him.
I've got to give Driver of the Day to Zach.
I'll give it to Wallington for his because he's going up 8 places, no penalties.
And he could very well get second place. Here comes Path to take the lead. He's got a lap and a half to make up 14 seconds to keep the race win.
Oh,
and Tamer's gone!
Tamer's gone, he's on the middle of the track.
Oh, that's not what he needed.
No time for a safety car.
Nope.
Or anything like that.
This is it. A lap and a half to go. Zach's got DRS on Path, heading onto the third DRS straight. This is going to be interesting. But Path is actually starting to pull away, but with the amount of penalties he's racked up, he's not going to keep the race win.
He's definitely not got it. And I think it is game over for him. It's game over for the race for him. It's going to probably most likely be... It could be... He might be chucked off the... He'll definitely be chucked off the podium.
Yeah, I mean...
It's looking like P9 for him.
I was like, worst case scenario, I was about to say, worst case scenario, he might not even finish in the points. Ultimate, another fastest lap of the race. He's got the front runners coming up fast.
He'll be fine for a lap, but we're on the final lap of a thrilling Singapore Grand Prix for the XRL, and it's one to send off for the Christmas break.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely been a tough year for a lot of us here. And I'm just going to say this right now before the race finishes. Thank you so much to all of you guys for continuing to support the XRL, even in the most challenging of times that we are facing right now. Hopefully things improve for 2021 and that we'll be able to see each other face to face in 2021. But back to what you were saying. But back to what you were saying regarding Driver of the Day, yeah, Waddington does make a very strong case. He's kept it clean, no penalties. He started 12th, or was it? He started 11th or 12th, and he's got himself a podium position. Ollie's starting to plummet down the order. That's not good. Penku up into 6th.
But now it's coming for the final couple of corners. Well, set of corners.
Well, this is definitely the sort of race that the Haas boys needed. And while Path is going to cross the line to take the checkered flag first, because of the amount of penalties he has racked up, he is not going to keep the race when he's managed to build the gap up to 2 seconds. It's not going to be enough. Path takes the checkered flag, but it's Sack that takes the win at the Singapore Grand Prix, and it's a Haas 1-2. Anderson crosses fourth. Sasha gets ahead of him. Penku, what's he going to pull out of the bag? Penku takes the last point. Penku takes the last slot on the podium.
Path has lost even more points than he would have wanted, but it's down to the penalties. Solo will get P10. Very good drive from him.
He'll be
Erdika
very
11th. Raul gets 11th on penalty count back. Erdika's actually crashed on the pit wall. Hazel gets P12, and Danny getting P16. JBL's got another time penalty. That's racked him up to 20 seconds worth of penalties. But what a race. The fireworks are lighting up. And JBL 14th. Ultimate Boat is definitely 15th. After a very poor race from him. Ryan Hurricane's going to get P17. No, yep. But what a way to send it off, the XRL off. And the fireworks are alight. Very nice to see the fireworks on.
Absolutely. But of course, there's also bonus points. There's also a bonus point for the cleanest driver, and because some of the drivers ended up finishing with no penalties, it's going to come down to who has the fastest lap out of those with no penalties. That's a Haas 1-2. Zola happy with his P10, beating his X1 full-time teammate. Now, pending any penalties, we have got McLaren on 399, and then we have also got 372 for Haas, 27 points. That lead has been practically cut in half as we head into the Christmas break.
Raul's made 4 stops and he's managed to get 11th, so well done for him. Boynton, well, he's definitely the driver of the day now, getting P2 due to penalties.
And it looks like just double check the penalties. Yep, that's it. Waddington is gonna take the bonus point for a penalty-free race, so the gap will be down to 26 points. But anyway, let's recap the race results. You got Sack, Waddington, Penku, Path, Sasha, Anderson, Santa or Ledger, whatever you want to call them this week, Mon, Ollie, and Zola. Those are your points finishers. Rahul, Hazel, Erdika, JBL, Ultimate fastest lap outside the top 10, Danny, Hurricane, Tamer, and your non-finishers, Wise and Minea. Wow. What a thrilling way to finish off 2020. I mean, let's say Waddington getting that bonus point for Haas for a penalty-free race and having the fastest lap out of those that had no penalties. Sag wasn't too far behind. He was only about 3/10 behind.
Yeah, that was a very good race to really see off the year. A really tough year, to be honest.
I've just been informed. Penku actually got a 39-1 rather than a 39-2. We'll double check. We'll double check the race results and see what happens with that. But nevertheless, the lead between Haas and the gap between Haas and McLaren has been cut in half. And if all going well, Haas could take the lead of the Constructors' Championship in a couple of weeks' time as we head to Russia for our first race of 2021. So that is it for not just this evening's coverage of the X1, but that is it for 2020 for X1. So for the last time in 2020, Harry, thanks very much for joining me on commentary. We hope you have a great Christmas, and we'll see you again in 2021.
You too.
Much appreciated. And thanks again to you guys for watching throughout this year. Your support is always appreciated here in the XRL. And as we head into 2021, wherever we go, Sunday night is always race time. Good night.